I am a fat guy right now, and I've lost 25 pounds. I'm shrinking, and it's great, right? But the problem is, I looked good in the clothes I bought, but now I'm 25 pounds lighter, and let's just say the clothes don't look that good on me anymore. Now, that's not something to complain about. I mean, when you're losing weight, your doctor's happy with you. My doctor was having a great time sliding that scale to the left because there's less of me on the scale. The doctor was talking about, oh, your blood pressure is perfect. Everything's going good. But the whole time she's talking to me, I'm looking over her shoulder at the mirror, and I realize I look pretty good, but my clothes look like crap. And they're newish clothes because I lost the weight in a couple of months, right? My clothes, when I put them on, they still look like I just got them out of the store. Why? Because they're only a couple of months older. A couple of months old, I should say. And I'm 25 pounds lighter. And I was just thinking, I really think that at some point, as a society, as a technological society, we have to come up with clothes that will shrink with us. Okay? I'm getting a little sick and tired of losing weight and looking like crap, even though underneath I look much better, but on the outside I look like crap. You know, I remember getting compliments. Oh, that's a nice shirt. Oh, nice jeans, nice sneakers. I go back a couple of months later and people are looking at me like, would you like a quarter, sir? I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't need a quarter. Okay, I'll take the quarter. I don't need it, but sometimes you need a quarter for parking. I took advantage of that, I guess. And I said to somebody, I said, I think we should have clothes that actually shrink with us. And of course, my conspiracy theory friends come out. They're never gonna let that happen, man. They're never gonna let something like that happen. They can't, man. Why? Because the clothing people will send out a hit squad and kill somebody. Because if you figured out a way to make clothes shrink with us, you'd buy less clothes, man. We'd just buy 5 outfits, and then they would just shrink. I mean, what is the next thing you're gonna do? You're gonna come up with clothes that redesign themselves? Then we could buy one outfit for our entire lives that just constantly changes? Is that what you want, man? You're gonna destroy the entire clothing industry? I, of course, very, very quickly walk that person out of the house, lock the door because that person is nuts. But he owes me money, so maybe I'll let him back in. Anyway, but I thought about it, and there is some truth to what he is saying. There are big businesses out there, and there are times when, people will buy your invention just to shut it down because they want to make money, right? Every time you go on the internet, and everybody's talking about electric cars and high gas mileage gas cars. Everybody does that. And then there's always somebody, I invented a car that runs on water. Yeah, water. That'll show the gas companies. That'll show them. Really? Companies that make that amount of money, you're going to show them? Do you know what would happen if they actually came up with cars that ran on water? Very, very soon after that, it would be illegal to put water from your house into your car. Because you'd be sitting there the whole time. They want $5 a gallon for the water at the gas pump. But I'll just fill up a couple of bottles in my house. And I'll fill up my car for 17 cents. In the news tonight, nice try, you sleazies. The government has just made it illegal to fill your car with water from any place but a gas station, right? And of course, there'll be some people that'll go, I'll do it anyway. And they'll decide to get some water out of their tap. And then they'll have some of their friends. If you know someone who is using water from their home to fill their car, there's a $50 reward for turning in your friends. And you'll be anonymous. You'll have a friend sitting at the table, somebody that is annoyed with you about something, and they're being passive aggressive, and you'll be sitting there going, I don't care what that law says. I'm going to fill my car up with this wonderful water they don't know the car's in the garage. I'm in the house. How are they going to know? Then there'll be a knock on the door. Right? Mr. Johnson? Yes. I understand that we just checked your car. Your car's full. Yeah. We also checked the gas gauge, and I shouldn't say gas gauge, water gauge, and we noticed that you have not actually been to a water station. So how's your car full? Well, we have this videotape here. We have this video, you filling your car up in your kitchen. 30 days in jail. And then they hand the 50 to your friend at the table. All I'm saying is, folks, there's some things I want to change. One, and and this is for you, clothing industry, I want you to come up with some clothes that shrink with us. because I'm tired of having to buy new clothes every month because I can't afford to do that crap. And come on, man. Just come up with the people that have invented those water cars. Let's do this. You've been promising that crap for a long time. Let's get the water cars going. Okay? Great. That's all I'm saying. Now, folks, like I said, this is not the official start of the S. Anthony Thomas Show. I just wanted to say hi, stop back in while I'm getting things together. And for those of you that have listened to this little mini cast, thank you very much. Much love to you. And I will see you again very, very soon as we prepare for the official launch of the S. Anthony Thomas Show. Talk to you later. Thanks. Oh, welcome back, and thank you. It's time for the second one. Are you ready? Good. Let's go.
Go! S. Anthony Thomas. Go! S. Anthony Thomas. Go! S. Anthony Thomas. Go! S. Anthony Thomas. Go ahead and laugh. Go ahead and smile.
People always get mad at haters. No matter what type of hater it actually is, people get mad at it because it could be, there's the hater that is jealous of you because you're successful. And then there's the hater that knows they're at a higher level than you are right now, but they need you to kind of stay down there to make themselves feel better. And either one of them sucks. I remember when I was a little kid. I was little, I was, in grade school, and I was, kind of a dopey looking kid with big glasses. And yeah, I was just thinking about I really, really was dopey looking, some big ass glasses I had. And I was also tiny at the time. And it was really bad, man. It was just horrible. The girls treated me like crap. There was always bullies trying to beat my ass. And it was really, really a bad period in my life. So one day we're in classroom, and I can laugh at it now, but we're in the classroom, and I'm sitting in the back of the class, and I'm just trying to, I'm just trying to keep my head down. I just want everybody to just leave me alone, because I know, every contact with my classmates was horrible. I had a couple of friends, a couple of the other brains in class, but it was just, it was horrible. All right. And, the girls didn't like me back then. And so we're in the classroom, and I'm sitting in the back, just like I said, just kind of putting my head down on the desk, just kind of trying to be cool and be quiet and hopefully let everybody else do what they're going to do someplace else and just leave me the hell alone. And one of my biggest nightmares at the time came true. The teacher leaves the classroom, and she made it clear that she was going to the principal's office to do something. And I knew that meant she was going to be gone for a long period of time. Good God, no. Now, my first thought was, oh, crap. I'm going to have to get into a fight with these bullies again. I don't feel like getting punched. I don't feel like trying to hit somebody because I'm not going to win this because each one of them individually is bigger than me. So I just, maybe I have a chance with one of them, but I just don't need this shit. But that didn't happen. And the funny thing is that had happened before, so I could actually have dealt with that. I had some experience with that part of it. But the other thing happened. The girls, they decided they wanted to have a contest. Well, not a contest. That's the bad way to explain. They wanted to rate the boys on hotness in the classroom on a scale of 1 to 10. Yeah, I knew this was not going to end well for me. Okay. So of course the jocks, the pretty boys, the popular guys in class just get 10s, 9, 10, 9, 9, 10, 9, 9, 10, 9. And they start going to the regular guys in class, 7, 8s, 7s, 9s, 8s, that kind of thing. And then they get to me. It's like they save the worst for last. And I put my head down and say, oh God, here comes my number. They write the number on the board, and I didn't hear any snickering. And I'm going, okay, it's either really good or really bad. And I look up at the board, and everyone's kind of, being quiet. And I walk up to the board, and I can see, as I approach the board, a 7. Now, I know I'm not a 7. I know this. I know that can't possibly be my number. These people don't like me. The girls think I'm smart. They'll ask me to help with the homework, but they don't find me attractive. I know there's no way in hell I'm a 7. I saw guys in the classroom who were kind of average looking. They were getting 7s, and I didn't even look as good as those dopes. So there's no way. But then I thought, wait a minute, what am I saying? I mean, maybe they're just being nice. Maybe they realize that because I'm the worst looking person here and I'm a big mess to these people, maybe the girls are showing some compassion here, and maybe they just give me a 7, just give him a 7. What difference does it make? We all know he's dopey looking. So I go up to the board and I see the 7 and I'm going, finally something good has happened for me, and I don't have to worry about people being mean to me. And then I got closer to the board, and I put my stupid my stupid glasses on, and then I see it. To the direct left of the 7 was a decimal point. Yeah, you see, they hadn't given me a 7. They had given me a 0.7. How did that make me feel, you ask? Well, it made me feel like a piece of... But when I think about it now, I think these people actually gave me one of the best gifts I have ever had. Mainly because that was probably, during my childhood, the worst I could possibly feel. There's literally nothing that feels worse than having the entire classroom do that to you. But I was able to survive it. And by the end of the year, I started to grow a little bit, and I became a better athlete. I was already smart. And I started to feel good. I started to feel good because they tried to crush me, but they couldn't. There's something about having people try to just absolutely crush you and surviving it and realizing they don't have that kind of power. It was great. I mean, like I said, from the worst feeling in the world to going, that's the best shot you actually can have. That's the best you could do to try to hurt me. It really is. But you didn't. You made me feel bad for a while. But the next day I thought, well, I'm still alive. I mean, all they did was be mean, but how long is that going to last? I'm not going to be in school with these people forever. I'm not here for them anyway. I'm here to, get something for myself. Now, granted, I ain't going to lie to you. In my mind, I had some fantasies at that moment, boy. I really had some fantasies in my mind of just standing in front of that class, and boy, I just wanted to. All right. Which one of you had the bright idea to try to humiliate me, even though I didn't do anything to them? Oh, you? Could you come here for a minute? I want to show you something. Or even better, get one of those people that did it and grab them and go, hey, come here for a minute. Yeah, could you turn around for a minute? And then grab their pants and just pants the bastard. How do you like this? Oh, you don't like humiliation? Really? Oh, ain't that a shame? Oh, people laugh at you. Oh. But I thought better of it. I realized it's not the way to go about things. And like I said, I just let it brush off of my back, and I went about the rest of my day and forgot about it until now. Yeah, until now. I never did get my sweet revenge on those bastards. Now is the time. I shall have my revenge. What is it with ex-girlfriends that for some reason they seem to want to get in shape and stop being crazy after they leave you? I mean, I'm serious. I said to her, I said, if you would stop the whole setting people on fire and cutting the brakes and faking pregnancies thing, we would have never broken up. I'm just saying that's what we would have never broken up had you stopped doing that. I mean, when your family came over and you went into the bathroom and they said, "Sweet Jesus boy, get out while you can," maybe I should have listened to that. Granted, you were extremely good looking and you have a fantastic body, and I really enjoyed getting it on with you, so I probably wouldn't have listened anyway. But that's the thing I got to realize. You got to look at the way people's, the significant others, their relatives, the look in their eyes when they see you walk into the house. Because a lot of times they'll try to judge you. They'll look at you as the guy coming in to meet with the girl. They look at you and they give you that look like, "Look at you, you dirty bastard. I know what you want. You're just another guy who just wants to come here and have the nerve to meet me and try to ask for permission to put your penis in my daughter. You dirty bastard, I ought to cut you." That's what the guy's thinking. That's what the father's thinking. Right? And that's usually what happens. But I should have known something was up when I walked in and the guy's like, "Listen, I'm not really going to learn your name. I'll probably, there's really no reason for me to try to learn your name, sir, because it's probably going to be on the restraining order. It's probably going to be on the reports at the courts after the first time she tries to kill you. So there's really no reason for me to try to memorize it. But if somehow you're able to de-crazy my daughter, I just want to say welcome to the family. I want to say that I was just like you. Her mother was exactly the same way. And, when they say getting shot, that the bullet burns when it goes in, they're not kidding. And also, guard your genitals and your neck when she gets upset. That's all I'm saying. Her mother pulls you to the side. "I know what he said. He's just being dramatic. My daughter is, she's saying she's crazy, and of course I bet he said that I was crazy. I'm not crazy. He's the one that's crazy. I tell him to do stuff. Like I say, go to the store for me, and he's saying all of this. I'm in the bathroom right now." And I'm thinking, what does that got to do with me? You either go to the store now, or I come in there, yeah. This is the family I wound up going into. What the hell? See, that's what happens when you're 20 years old, or you're 22 years old, or you're 25 years old, or whatever. You put up with crap. You put up with crap that you just want to have access to some woman's delicious hee-ha-ha-ha, and you don't care what the hell happens. You put up with anything. Me, as an older guy, oh, no. No. The first sign of bull crap, I am the hell out of there. Because I'm at the age now where, you're dating to find someone that maybe you can have children with, maybe in a marriage. And so I'm thinking, because you have to think in terms of, in the beginning of the relationship, everything's great. You got all the hormones going and everybody's great and everything's fantastic and all of this kind of crap. But you have to ask yourself, what's this going to be like when those hormones are gone and it's just you two together? What's it going to be like then? What's it going to be? See, my thing is, everybody talks about the first time you lay down together, and the first time, and she's undressed, and she's wonderful in the first time. And it's the same thing with the first time he's this, the first time that. No, man, forget about the first ever. Forget first schmerst. You know what you need to think about? Think about what's going to happen 50 screws in. The 51st time you screw, ask yourself, wait a second. Because by then, people start acting like they're really going to act. You understand what I'm saying? When you're sitting at the table and you're ordering something, and the waitress smiles at you, and you smile back the same way you would have smiled at any other human being that would have smiled, and you can already see her looking at your neck, rubbing the tip of the knife. She looks good, doesn't she? No, she doesn't. Why are you looking at her? Because she was talking to me. Oh, so you're going to talk to the bitch, huh? Okay, here we go. And this is not gender specific. Guys are just as nuts. I've known guys that were literally standing at the door when their women came home. And this guy goes, "Oh, wait a minute. It's 6:03, woman. You're supposed to be home at 6 o'clock. It takes 15 minutes to get from your office to the house. And it's 6:03. Who you with?" And women, see, guys, when guys are dealing with an angry woman, we kind of calm down and shut up a little bit. We go, oh yeah, girl, I was just, women will fire right back, man. They come back with the bombs. They don't do any kind of subtle stuff. They come in with the Uzi. What you doing, 603? You gonna come back? 603? 603? 3 minutes? You think I left you for a man who's going to last for 3 minutes plus travel time? If I was going to do that, I might as well stay with you. Bam! That's right. They go for it. And that's the thing, man. I used to see my grandparents' marriage. My grandparents married. They were married for a long period of time before they passed away, and it was a beautiful thing to see. I mean, the marriage is weird, but it was nice to find someone that'll put up with your particular brand of idiocy for that length of time. I mean, that's basically what you will when you get married in the first place. It's like, listen, I'm a huge douchebag and you're nuts. But your nuttiness I find endearing. And apparently you find my douchebaggery very endearing as well. So let's ruin each other's lives instead of torturing two other people. What do you say? And in addition to that, let's make two small people who turn into big people who go on to screw up the lives of other people. Huh? Let's keep this dysfunction right here. Because that's what you're doing. I wish it was like when we were kids, man. Because you can't even end a relationship anymore. Nowadays, people are, you even see it on the internet. People are going nuts and stabbing each other and blowing each other up and driving cars over top of each other and all this weirdness. Or if you have any money, they try to take all your money. Or, so one parent wants to hide the kids from the other one, which is really hilarious. Especially because usually what happens is you both love your kids. Okay, both parents love the kids. But let's keep it real. There's always one parent that loves the kids more than the other one. No one will admit that. No parent's going to admit that. No one's going to go, son, I love you. I mean, not as much as your mother does. I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on. Sometimes I find you quite annoying. No parent's going to say that. And the mother's not going to go, I carried you for 9 months and you're just as painful on the outside of my body as you were on the inside. Would you please shut up and get away from me? They're not going to say that. They may want to, but they're not going to say it. And it always amazes me that when people break up, they do the nastiest crap you could possibly think of to each other. And you see, I get a kick out of watching one parent threaten the other parent with keeping the kids. Oh yeah, well you're never going to see the kids. Because usually the person saying that is the person that likes the kids more. The other parent's going, let me get this straight. The kids that are annoying the crap out of me, you're going to keep them in the house with you. I'm just going to have to kick down some money to you, which based on the percentage that the judge is going to take is much less than I would have been paying had I been in the house with you. And in addition to that, I get to show up every couple of weeks with some gifts, be the great guy, and then leave, and then you have to do all the disciplining. And in addition to that, I get to bang my secretary. Oh, this divorce is going to suck. No. But even after hearing all of that and living through all of that and seeing all of that and experiencing all of that, I still one day would like to get married and still one day would like to have kids. It would be cool to do that because I love hanging out with my little nephews and my little cousins and all that kind of stuff. I know it's different being a parent. I know it's different being a parent than being a cousin, even if they're at your house all the time, even if you have them for extended periods of time. I know it's different. But I love kids, so what am I going to do? You can't rent them. Can you rent kids? I better stop this podcast and go do some Googling. I might be able to rent some kids. And you can have fun with them. You can play with them. You can teach them some math and read to them. Then when they start becoming big pains in the ass, you get rid of them. Oh, man, I definitely got to do some Googling. Okay, guys, until next time, this is S. Anthony, the S. Anthony Says podcast. I got to go. I've got to find out if I can rent some kids and then give them back to people after I finish, playing baseball with them and stuff. I got to look this up. See you.
Everybody has those days where you just want people to leave you the hell alone. Those days where you just don't want to hear the same bullshit stories. You don't want them trying to manufacture conversations by talking about the weather. You just don't want to be bothered. And a lot of times people can't just look at you and see that it's one of those days, but they really need to know. And I think as a society, we should come up with a piece of clothing or something to let people know this is not the day to come and bother me with your bullshit. I think we should invent something called the Get the Fuck Away From Me hat. Because there's some days you just want everybody to just get the fuck away from you. You don't want to hear about their bullshit stories. You don't want to hear about their lives. You don't want to see pictures of their kids. You don't want to hear them complaining about their problems. You got your own problems right now, and you are worn out. We need to get the fuck away from me hat. I mean, the reason I say hat is because I want people to be able to see from across the street that they need to leave you alone. You know, go, hey, there's Anthony over there. Let's go over there and bore him with our bullshit stories that he's already heard 1.5 billion times, even though, whoa. He's got his get the fuck away from me hat on. Well, leave him alone. Leave him alone. That would be good. Because a lot of people aren't as nice as I am about it. Because I'll just put up with it for a little while and then try to find a way to get away. But some people, you know, it won't be good. It won't be good at all because they'll be a little different than I am. Hey, there's Jim over there. Hey, let's go over there and talk about stupid shit and waste his time. Hey, Jim, here's that bullshit story we were telling you about you're going to love this. This is great. This is a great story about how my grandfather had a really decent bowel movement. It's about 20 minutes long. Want to hear it? Yeah, that wouldn't be good. That wouldn't be good at all. I wouldn't suggest actually going about it that way. I would probably suggest walking away from people, but be careful. There's a lot of people out there that aren't as nice as I am, and that could be an alternative for them. So I'm just saying, somebody out there, please invent the get the fuck away from me hat. I'm not an inventor or anything like that. So, I mean, it's up to you guys to invent the get the fuck away from me hat. All I ask for is a small percentage of profits because it is my original idea, and that I could be the spokesperson for the brand. That's all I ask. You know, I don't think that's too much to ask. Not really. I don't think so. My friends always give me a hard time because, see, I'm one of those guys that I don't do one night stands. I've always been a relationship type of guy. And it's not that I have anything morally against one night stands. If you want to get it on, that's fine. And quite frankly, if there were no diseases in the world, I would also probably do it if I found someone attractive like that. But I have not gotten it on with a woman without her having a blood test first since 1999, and that's not going to change. My boys they give me a hard time. Yo, man, I don't know why these girls like your little short, goofy looking ass, but for some reason they be trying to give you all that butt, and you ain't taking it, man. What's wrong with you? And the reason is, I don't want any diseases. I have never had a venereal disease scare, and I will never have a venereal disease scare. Every last one of them has had a venereal disease scare. You know, so much so that I've literally had to drive these guys to the clinic, shaking in the passenger seat of my car, talking about, yo, man, I need you to drive, man. I can't think straight, man. I think that the girl called me, man. She has something, man. What am I gonna do, man? Now, having seen that, why the hell would I get it on with a chick without her having a blood test first? Not only because I want to know that she's clean, I want her to know that I'm clean. Some of the times the woman will ask me first, and I'm thinking, cool, because I was going to ask you too. And then we go down, we find out we're both clean, and then I take her back to my place, and we go to Funky Town. You know, much like Kumo D said back in the day, I go to work. But other than that, I'm not catching the disease because I have to have it now. No. It's like having a bunch of alcoholics in your family or drug addicts in your family. Once you look at them and see what their lives turned out to be, do you want to have a drink when you see your cousin, your uncle, your dad vomit on themselves, you know what I'm saying, in front of public, or walking out at Thanksgiving with his penis out talking about them, hey, is everybody happy? Yeah. You don't want that. You know, you have the high relative walking into the room. So, it's Christmas, right? You go, no, it's not Christmas. It's March. And, actually, I don't know you, sir. Your family is on the house across the street. So you don't want to deal with that kind of stuff. And that's why I'd made the decision. I am not dealing with anybody, any woman at all. No woman is going to see my or have my hee-ha-ha put up in her hoo-hoo-hoo unless there's been a blood test first. I know my friends ridicule me. But like I said, I've never had any STD scares. And there you have it. I just want to say thanks for stopping by again and hope to see you again next time. S. Anthony out.
Go! S. Anthony Thomas. Go! S. Anthony Thomas. Go! S. Anthony Thomas. Go! S. Anthony Thomas. Go ahead and laugh. Go ahead and smile. Go ahead and giggle. We're gonna get wild. Go ahead and clap. Go ahead and cheer. We're gonna have a good time while up in here. Go! S. Anthony Thomas. Go! S. Anthony Thomas. Go! S. Anthony Thomas. Go! S. Anthony Thomas.
All right, everybody. Thank you very, very much for checking out the show. Much love to all of you. Thanks for the kind words. And as always, I enjoyed talking to you. I hope you enjoyed listening to me. And we'll see you next time. Much love to you. Take care.
Now, this is Friday night when I'm recording this, and as a comedian, I tend to drive around at nighttime. Usually I'm in a car either going to a show or coming from a show at nighttime. And I always had an affinity, for driving at night, and, sometimes when there's a part of your life that it's exciting and fun, you kind of romanticize it a bit. And I remember there was always these Saturday nights, when I was either right after a show or if there was no show, I would go and see a girl that I was dating. I lived in Philadelphia at the time, and she lived in somewhere close to central New Jersey. So I would have to drive to her house to see her. And I would always think about how much fun it was to be in a car at night, on the road. No one's going to call you, and you're driving to see your lady. And sometimes what would happen is, you listen to some radio shows, and then after a certain time of night, the Quiet Storm radio shows, which show would come on, And they always have that romantic music and the guy with the silky voice, do 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 do. It's time for the Quiet Storm. Do 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 do. That's right. Do 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 do. The time is right. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. And now you're gonna go see your lady and hopefully spend all night. Da da do 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 do. Oh yeah. Do 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 do. Now you're driving to your lady's house and you're ready for love. Do do. And you hope she's ready for love too. Da da do 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 do. Halfway there. Oh yeah. Then you remember that you did not get flowers this time. Do, do, do. And you better get flowers because do, 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 do. The last time you showed up without flowers, she was mad. Do, 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 do. And she was not ready for love because she said, damn it, how in the hell are you going to come up and see me? No flowers, and I love flowers. Get out. Do, 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 do. So you basically drove an hour for nothing. Do, 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 do. You drove there to make love all night, and all you did was start a fight. Do, do. You're not going to make this mistake again. Do, 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 do. None of the gas stations sell flowers. Damn. I got to get some flowers. Do, 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 do. Then you see a guy standing by the side of the road. It's kind of suspicious because it's kind of late for this crap, but he's got flowers. Do, 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 do. And he's looking kind of nervous for some reason. What the hell's going on? Do, 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 do. You look at the sign and he's kind of charging a lot for the flowers, but you have no choice. Do, 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 do. Then he takes off running with a police car behind him. Do 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 do. But it's not. It's your luck at night because as he ran away, one of the packs of flowers hits the ground. Do 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 do. You pick it up. Do 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 do. I feel bad for him that he's running from the police officers, but that's his problem, and I just saved $10 by picking up the flowers. Do 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 do. So now instead of a fight, I'm back to loving all night. Do 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 do. You now pull up in front of your lady's house. Oh yeah. Do, 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 do. You do a quick breath check as you're about to go in for the kiss. The second she opens the door. Do, 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 do. You knock on the door, but she doesn't answer right away. What the hell? Do, 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 do. No. Don't get an attitude. Don't get an attitude. If you have an attitude, she's going to sense it, and there'll be no loving all night. So we ain't going to do that. Do, 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 do. She opens up the door looking slightly annoyed, probably because you're late, because you stopped off looking for flowers, but you're not going to tell her that. You're just going to say it's traffic. Do, 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 do. The last thing you want to do is tell her you forgot the flowers, because that'll be just as bad as not having the flowers. Do, 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 do. She's wearing one of those negligees from Victoria's Secret. Do, 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 do. It's not the one you bought her, but it doesn't matter. Look at her. Do, 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 do. She's trying to shush you. I don't understand why. Do, 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 do. Who cares? You put your arms around your lady, give her a big hug, you hug her delicious body, you give her a kiss, your breath's fine, you checked it, remember? Do 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 do. She didn't even mention the flowers. Doesn't matter. You ain't there for flowers, you're there for something else. Do 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 do. But she's not really returning the kiss, and she's kind of looking over her shoulder. Do do. What the hell's going on? Do 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 do. Then you hear a voice. Hey, who the hell that? Huh? Do 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 do. She now looks nervous. Do 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 do. You're looking at her thinking, what the hell is going on here? Do 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 do. And she yells back, it's a delivery guy. Do 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 do. And you look at her like, what? I know you don't have some dude back there. Do 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 do. You planning a date for me, and you got another guy here? What the hell is? And you wearing this for him? Do 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 do. She tells you to keep it down. Do 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 do. The guy from the back goes, well, just pay for the package. And then tell the guy to get the hell out of here. We're trying to have our night. We want to do it again, right? Do 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 do. You look at her like, again. Do 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 do. She goes, you weren't supposed to be here till tomorrow. Do do do. What the hell difference does it make if I'm here today or tomorrow? What? So what was it? What am I yours? What was this guy? Why is he here? What the hell are you cheating? Do 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 do. You never said we were exclusive. Do 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 do. And besides, this is really Friday. Do do. Oh, yeah, it is Friday. That's why I didn't know about the other guy. Do 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 do. But the hell with him. Do 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 do. Who the hell is that? Do 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 do. That don't sound like no delivery guy. Do 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 do. I'm gonna deliver a butt whooping to you, punk. Do 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 do. She looks at you as if to say, you shouldn't have said that. Do 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 do. And she points to the wall. Do 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 do. And what you see on the wall is him. He came over to celebrate his karate championship because he's 74-2 in full contact karate championship, kickboxing and butt whooping. Do 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 do. And you realize, I really wish I came on my regular day. Do 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 do. And the guy comes out. Do 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 do. And you're looking at him, it's like, does this guy ever not in the gym or punching somebody? Do do. And he looks at you with the roses. Do 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 do. And he realizes, you know what? You're not a delivery guy. Do 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 do. You can tell he's angry because, well, he just sidekicked the chair. Do 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 and broke it. Do-do-do. The chair that was too heavy for you to move the last time you were over. Oh, crap. Do-do-do. You take off out the door running. Do-do-do-do-do-do. You got 100-yard head start on them. But here's something you didn't realize. When people take karate, they're in really, really good shape, in which case they can actually run pretty fast. You know that because he caught you. Do 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 do. He spins you around. Do 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 do. He draws his fist back to kill you. Do 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 do. As you turn around, the flower's still in your hand. Hit him in the face. Do 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 do. Luckily for you, he's allergic and he stops in mid punch and starts violently coughing. Do, 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 and lets go of your shirt and throat. Do, 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 do. You then take off, jump into your car, and peel out. Do, do, do. As he yells, "If I ever see you again, I'm going to kill you." Do, 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 do. "Don't do it, Bill." Do, 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 do. And you're now back on the freeway. Do, 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 do. Really, really glad that guy who probably got chased by the cops and arrested dropped those flowers, because not only did he save you $10 for not having to pay for the flowers, those flowers probably just saved your life. Not only the $10 you saved from the flowers, but maybe the $25,000 in hospital bills, and maybe even 15 grand in funeral expenses that your family would have to pay to bury your butt because Kung Fu Boy kicked the crap out of you and murdered you. You know, when I come to think of it, maybe these Quiet Storm shows are maybe they're not such fond memories after all, huh? All right, guys. I just wanted to do a little pre-short episode as we prepare for the launch of the S. Anthony Thomas Show. Just want to say thank you for listening. If you love what you heard, subscribe, tell a friend. I'm going to keep doing these until launch day. Thank you very, very much. There's a bunch of you that already have been here listening to this new podcast and listening to the little short episodes I've been putting up. I thank you very much for that. I really, really appreciate that. And we're going to have fun. Thank you very much. And I will see you again soon, because I'm going to keep doing these until it's launch day. Much love to you. Thank you. All right, everybody. Once again, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for listening to the podcast. I had a great time. I hope you had a great time, and I can't wait to talk to you again. Much love to you. See you next time. Take care. Hey everybody, how you doing? This is S. Anthony Thomas, and this is the S. Anthony Thomas Show. You know what I want to talk to you about this time? Have you ever had a house guest that you just couldn't get rid of no matter how hard you tried? Exactly. It's not the best thing in the world. Well, what about that house guest wasn't a human being? Exactly. That's what we're going to talk about this week. Are you ready? Cool. Let's do it. Okay, everybody, as promised, I want to talk about house guests that you can't get rid of. It happens to everybody. You've all been there before. You have a party at your house, and then it gets a little bit late and you're kind of hoping everybody will get the heck out of there because you have to clean up. Or even if you don't have to clean up, you just want to go on with your regular life. You want to watch television, you want to hang out with your family, or you just want to be alone. And most people get it. Most people will hang out for a little while and they'll go about their business. Most people. But there's always a time when there's someone who just hangs around a little bit too long and you want them to get the heck out. You want them to get out, but they won't get out. You start throwing hints. You know what I mean? You start cleaning up the living room. You start sweeping. You start doing dishes. You walk out of the room to do something. And you stay out of the room for a long period of time. And most people will pick up on that. But what I'm talking about right now is people that you can't get out. I've actually had to say to friends before when they stayed way too long, like, all right, man, I got to go to bed. I got to get out of here. Oh, okay, let's leave. Okay, oh, sorry about that, man. No problem. But what I wanted to talk about right now, my friends, is the house guest you can't get out. And in this particular instance, I'm not even talking about a human being. What am I talking about? I'm talking about a fly. Now, we've all been there before. You've had a fly buzzing around your ears. You've had a fly that just kind of annoyed you. You're typing at your desk trying to get some work done. You're trying to eat a sandwich or a bowl of soup, and that fly keeps buzzing around your ears. It won't leave you alone. You go into the next room, it's in there too. And you're going, why is this fly bothering me? Now, I knew this was not a normal fly to begin with, right? I opened up the door and I saw the fly come in. I wasn't really paying much attention to it. You know, they exist, no big deal. But you may think I'm crazy, but I'm telling you, I could almost hear that fly go, ha ha ha, that's him, got him. And I went, wait, I didn't even know flies could talk. Apparently this one could. And sometimes you try to stop the fly from bothering you. You know, I had a hoodie when I was sitting in the house. I pulled the hoodie up and it stopped the fly from actually landing on my ear and buzzing in my ear, but I could still hear it. If the fly buzzing right in my ear and bouncing off of my ear was a 100 on the annoyance level, pulling up the hoodie and covering my ears only backed it back down to a 95.6. Still pretty daggone unbearable. And I couldn't catch the fly. See, when I was a little kid, you know, when you're a kid, sometimes you make up games and those games seem stupid to an adult or to an older kid, but sometimes you make up games of your own. I remember being in a house, you know, I was the only one home. I was old enough to be home by myself at that particular time, right at the beginning of being old enough to be home by myself. And there were these two flies flying around the house. And I made up a concoction of soap and water, and I made sure it was really sticky. And I had these two bottles on both sides of my hand. On both sides of me. And I was walking around the house trying to shoot the fly with the sticky water, right? It was almost like it was a Western in the house, you know? It was almost like I was Clint Eastwood in my mom's house. Listen, punks, you flies don't belong in here. And I'm the guy that's going to get rid of you. Now get out, punks. And I imagine myself reaching down to my side, grabbing the spray bottle, spraying one of the flies, catching them in midair with my incredible shot, the fly hitting the ground and dying a horrible death. And then maybe the other fly leaves knowing he doesn't want any smoke with me, baby. Or better yet, I take my other hand with my incredible speed, shoot that fly with the soapy water, catch him too, bam, on the ground, dead. Well, that's how I imagined it. But of course, flies react infinitely faster than human beings. So basically, I just kind of had the entire living room and dining room covered in soapy water, which went over really well. Not only did I not get the flies, I also did not have my video game for the next 2 days. That was not worth it. Moving back to more current times. So the fly is buzzing around my ear and I can't get rid of the fly. And obviously I'm not going to be like I was a little kid walking around the house with 2 bottles of soapy water, shooting at flies and cursing, because I tend to leave my big window open. And quite frankly, people would think less of me, going, is that a grown man running around with his shirt off, doing a Clint Eastwood impression, carrying 2 bottles of soapy water, shooting in air randomly? I think we need to call someone to take care of this guy. I did not want that to happen. So I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of these flies. I open up the window, they won't go out. I open up the door. Not only did that one not go out, 5 more came in. All of them going, you're right, this guy is stupid. And they all started attacking my ears. Oh, that was horrible. So I go upstairs to go to the bathroom, and I'm using the facilities. I'm not going to say what I was doing, but it does not require standing, if you understand what I'm saying. And I close the door. And there's no flies in the bathroom. Yay. I'm all alone. No flies. It's great. I can at least have a few minutes of peace. And I see the doorknob start to rattle. Oh, what is this? As it turns out, my friends, it was the flies. They had collectively gotten together and figured out how to open up the bathroom. The bathroom door swings open. There's 6 flies right there, all of them pointing at me and laughing, and one of them holding the key to the door. I didn't know flies could do that. These flies are not regular flies, I'm telling you. And then they closed the door behind me in an ominous way, and I don't think I like the way this is going. And they're all looking at me going, where you gonna go now, punk? And I'm going, oh, where's my soapy water? Why didn't I make any soapy water, dag nabbit? And I'm trying to finish what I'm doing in the bathroom, and they're buzzing around my ears, laughing, calling me names and saying things that are inappropriate because that's just not nice. And I look up and I'm thinking, what am I going to do? And I see in the corner of the bathroom ceiling, there's a spider there. And he's in his web. And he's looking at me. And one of the flies gets a little sloppy and lands in the web. And the spider goes, why don't you try that crap with me, punk? And he moves toward the fly. There's still 5 flies torturing me, but there's one missing. One fly notices that the fly's up in the spider web, goes up to try to help him. Bam, caught in the web too. It was great. And I see the spider actually pull out a knife and fork and put on a bib. And I'm going, dang, not only can spiders pull on bibs and have knives and forks, I got flies that can talk and know how to open up bathroom doors with keys. This is weird. And I'm awake. I thought it was an evil dream, but it's not. I was awake. At least I think so. Moving on. So now there's 4 flies torturing me and 2 flies up there getting eaten by the spider. And I'm loving every second of it. I get out of the bathroom, of course, cleaning my hands and myself. I walk out. And I start realizing that spider comes in handy. That spider's doing a good service. That spider's helping me out. And these 4 flies are too dumb to realize that the spider just ate their 2 friends. So I go back into the bathroom. Those flies follow me again. I start walking around the bathroom. The flies are buzzing around my head. 2 more flies go into the spider web. The spider goes, man, I've got dinner for tomorrow too. And then he grabs those 2 spiders and puts them in the refrigerator. He's getting a little too comfortable up there in the corner. How the heck did he get a refrigerator in there? He's a tiny spider, but that's beside the point. I'm now down to 2 flies. Oh yeah. One time I actually swung my hand wildly and hit one of the flies, knocked him into the sink. He's trying to flip himself back over. Doesn't get a chance to because, well, I turned on the hot water. Down, gone, done. Great. 1 fly left. And that last fly looks at me and looks at the spider, then looks at me, then looks back at the spider and goes, I'm out of here, and flies out of the window. Fantastic. And I realized I was having a problem with flies anyway, right? But I don't have to have a problem with the flies. I got this spider right here. I know the flies are going to follow me into the bathroom because flies are evil. And every time a fly comes into the house, I would just walk into the bathroom knowing exactly what was going to happen. I'd spin around real quickly, close the door behind me, and then I'd hear, oh no, as the spider grabbed the fly. And it was great. Fantastic. I let that spider live because that spider was performing a service, and that's what's important. Having animals and insects live together in harmony. It was fantastic. And I let that spider live there. I didn't want a spider in my house. Normally if I see a spider, I kill the spider, but I let the spider stay. It's happened before with other people. I have a friend of mine, he didn't even really like cats that much. But one day he was taking some groceries into his house, and a cat walked into his house. And he saw the cat, but he was in a hurry, and he had to get to work. He didn't even really have time to go shopping. I don't know why he went to shopping like that, but I guess he figured I might as well get it done now. I got to go to work, and it's going to be a busy week. I might as well get some shopping done. So he gets the shopping done, and he doesn't have time to get the cat out of his house. So he's at work going, dag, I got a cat in my house. This is horrible. And he comes back to the house. He doesn't even see the cat after work. And he's thinking, how'd the cat get out? Everything's closed up. The cat did not get out. The cat was just sitting on the chair. And he was tired after work. He didn't feel like chasing a cat around. He goes, I'll get rid of the cat tomorrow. But the cat hasn't had anything to eat. So he gets a bowl. He puts it on the floor. He puts some water in the bowl. He puts some milk on the floor. He grabs some food from his refrigerator that are leftovers, dumps it down on the floor. He feeds the cat. And now the cat ain't even thinking about leaving because, well, he's got a warm place to stay. He's got a human being that stopped chasing him. He's got water. He's got milk. He's got food. He's not going anywhere. Then after a while, he got tired of thinking about ways to get rid of the cat because the cat wasn't going to leave on his own. And he just started to very slowly bring in things for the cat. He didn't want a cat, but now the cat has a cat bowl. Now the cat has a place to poop. Now the cat sees bringing food back. He actually stopped back and got a scratching post for the cat. And all of a sudden now he has a cat. He didn't want that cat, but now he has a cat. And he doesn't want the cat to go. And that's how I felt about the spider. I didn't want the spider. The spider got in, but the spider performed the service. I got used to the spider. I didn't want the spider to go. The spider stopped all the flies. I think the word got out. I think the last fly that the spider ate actually got to make one last phone call before the spider chewed him up and ate him up. And all the other flies decided to stay away. Or so I thought. One of the windows in the bathroom at the top, kind of a skylight that doesn't really let water in, but apparently bugs can get in there. The spider was grubbing and grubbing and grubbing. I go away for a couple of weeks. I come back to the house and I walk inside the house, not even remembering the spider, not even thinking about it. I had to do a lot of cool things. I go upstairs to go to the bathroom because it was a long trip and the bathroom door is closed, but it was open when I left, but now it's closed. Wait a second. What's going on here? Then I remember that sometimes when I leave for extended periods of time, my friends would come to the house and walk through just so people would see someone coming in and out of the house and to make sure everything was okay. So I figured one of my friends came in, went to the bathroom, left the door closed. Not a big deal. I opened the door, or at least I'm trying to open the door, and it seems to be a little locked. I get my key, I open the door, I begin to open it, and I hear, "I'm in here, man." And I go, "Okay, sorry about that." Whoa, when I close the door, thinking it's a friend of mine. But wait! I didn't recognize the voice. Whoa. It can't be a criminal. I mean, a criminal wouldn't take time to go to the bathroom in the house, would he? So I pick up a baseball bat. I pull the door back open and I notice that it's not a criminal in the house. It's not a friend of mine in the house. The spider is sitting on the toilet reading the newspaper. It had been eating a lot of bugs, and let's just say it's a lot bigger now. I'm 5'8". I'm telling you, this bug was about 6'2". Man, that spider got big. And I look at the spider and I don't even recognize it. He goes, "Oh man, I'm a little bigger now, huh?" And he puts his cell phone down. "Hold on for a minute. I'm talking to the human that owns the house." And he hands me an envelope with some back rent in it. I'm like, "Back rent? I can't take this money because you're not a tenant." He goes, "Hey man, I figured I'd stay." And I go, "No. I'm not as scared of spiders, but you know, this is a little bit too much, bro. You're gonna, no problem. I'm gonna have to ask you to go because you're bigger than me. You're actually gonna take up more space, and I don't want to get into that. And I might want to bring some girls home or something like that. And if a lady sees a 6'2" spider sitting on the toilet, let's just say I'm not gonna get any action." And the spider goes, "You know what? You're right." He flushes the toilet and he begins walking out. It's great. And I go about my day and I leave and go about and I come back. And the next day, the spider's right there. And I'm going, "Spider, I thought you were going to go." And the spider goes, "Ha ha ha. My new apartment's not going to be ready for a couple of days. I hope you don't mind if I stay here." And I go, "Oh, that's okay." And then I notice the spider's with a woman. And it's a woman that I told the spider that I liked. And I'm going, wait, you knew I liked her. Why'd you do that, spider?" And the spider goes, "You move, you lose, punk. You should have stepped up and talked to her. Now she's with me." And I looked at the lady who I thought liked me, and I thought she knew I liked her. And she goes, "You know what? You're a nice person, but I mean, not to be rude or anything, but call me when you have 6 more legs, okay?" I like my guys with 8 legs, and they both laugh at me. It was kind of an embarrassing moment. Especially when they went up to the bedroom and turned on some music loud. And I went, "Oh, no, you don't." And I went upstairs and I said, "I'm sorry, miss. No offense to you. You're going to have to get dressed and get out." And she left. And she said, "Hater." And I said, "Yeah, I'm a bit of a hater. You're not going to, that's just rude." And she left in a huff. And I looked at the spider and he goes, "Yeah, it was a little too far, wasn't it?" And I said, "Yes, it is." I said, "Dude, you got to leave now. God, you got enough money for a hotel. I saw your car out front. As much money as you're making, you make more money than me, damn it. Get out." And he said, "You're right. I just got kind of comfortable here with the free fly food." And I said, "I know, get out." And then the spider walked downstairs and walked out the door. And he looked back at me and he said, "Hey, man, no hard feelings?" And I go, "Of course, no hard feelings." And then I got one of my shoes and squashed him because there was hard feelings. I know that was the wrong thing to do, but it is what it is. But all I'm saying, folks, is sometimes people will overstay their welcome. If you have friends that come over to your house and they stay too long, get them out. And if you have a spider that goes from really tiny to 6'2" and starts getting it on with a lady that you were building up the courage to talk to, throw him out or squash him with your shoe. Actually, it took a while to squash him with my shoe because, like I said, he was 6'2". It took like a half an hour. And he's like, "Can I go now?" I said, "I'm not done squashing you." Okay, maybe none of that happened. Maybe I just been awake too long. Don't judge me. All right, folks. This has been the S. Anthony Thomas Show. I'll see you next time. Take care.